I mean, you supposed to be talking anyway, right? So where you at? Hello?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey y'all, hey, come on in, come on in. Be sure and like and share, like and share. It's the Caravan of Dreams, the redo. You know what it is. It's 8 something on Monday. Come on in, come on in. Hey y'all, hey, come on in, come on in. It's the Caravan of Dreams, the redo. You know what it is. It's Monday, it's 8 something. Come on in, come on in.
You know you online, right?
All right, come on in, come on in. All right, come on in, y'all. Hey Kitty, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure and like and share, like and share. All right. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Hey, y'all. Hey, come on in, come on in. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go and get started. No, I didn't just tell people I'm going. All right, so first of all, let me say this. Did you see where our very own Chris Nettles he wrote a letter to what's her name, Sharon Wilson.
Yeah.
Yes, and so he's saying, look, it's been all this time, 2 years, and nobody has been, what's the guy, Aaron something, he's not been, Aaron Dean, has not been to trial for killing Tatiana. And so, you know, I'm with him on that, because what is the deal? Why are they acting as if that's not a thing, that they're not going to do it or something? What is going on with that? Why the hold up? Because even, you know what I'm saying, when you think about what happened in Dallas, when Botham
Gene.
when he was killed, at least, well, they only waited a year, right? But for whatever reason, why is Fort Worth, what are we doing?
Fort Worth chilling, period. Because my sister's killer, which is my stepfather, his trial, nothing so far.
Okay.
So I don't know that it's just that situation. They just slow, period, down there.
Okay.
I'm talking about, I think he might have been indicted, but other than that, we ain't nowhere close to trial.
Yeah.
And we working on 2 years.
Yeah. You know, so you think maybe just everything is
They
slow?
just slow.
And just not in
They
a
just
hurry.
moving slow, period, point blank. I'm not saying that they're not dragging their feet.
Yeah.
On that situation, I'm pretty sure they are. But they're making it look good because they dragging their feet across the board.
On everything. Yeah. Well, hey Diva, how you doing? I'm wondering why the hold up, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I know at first it was COVID, right? I'm sure that's what it was. But that's been 2 years ago. Like, even if they couldn't have done it this year, they could have at least put it on the calendar, or, you know what I'm saying, like made it known to where that we know it's scheduled, right? But it seems like, I don't know.
The Aaron Dean situation, I think it's sentencing time in his situation. I don't know, they going through the motions. I know it's further along than my sister's situation.
Oh, so they've done something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's just not. It's probably not moving. Well, it's definitely not moving fast enough for the public.
Okay.
But they put some stuff back. I mean, they've had things that have gone on in the court system as far as that situation.
Okay.
They just ain't moving fast enough across the board. I'm just gonna be honest about that one. And you know, like I said, it could be all just a plot. It's like, you know, we're just gonna move slow all the way, period, with everybody. But I you know.
Judge Too Heavy, how's it going?
What's going on? He said they just don't give a damn, and that's what it is. It's hey.
Wow.
But I applaud his efforts on it. I mean,
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest about it. Unfortunately, the city council don't have a whole lot to do.
Right.
You know, he could have wrote a letter as Pastor Chris Nettles, and Sharon Wilson still would have been like, whatever.
When we get to it.
Right, or whatever. So that's I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, that's pretty. That's just pretty. But as far as pushing the envelope,
impact,
as far as pushing the envelope,
none. It's not gonna have any.
man,
Yeah.
we got to move some money, man. We got to have some money moving around. You know, as far as getting Sharon Wilson to move around.
Wow.
You know, it's gonna take more than the city councilman
Yeah.
to get that.
Is it
moving
her
along.
that's holding it up though? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm not sure that it's her. It's the court system, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the court system, period.
Right. So next year we have, 4 or 5 black judges that are running.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe that will make a difference.
And not as far as the district attorney goes.
Okay.
Not as far as the best thing we can do. Man, that's messed up. I forgot my boy's name, and I see him at all the events. I just saw him this weekend.
The guy,
he was at the boat party.
He was on the boat party. I know.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. I don't know his name though.
Golly, I'm sorry, man. My bad. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
But we need to vote him in. Point blank.
He's running for DA, right?
Yeah, he's running again.
Yeah.
And we need to get behind him the same way we got behind Chris Nettles.
Yeah.
And I ain't taking nothing away from Chris Nettles at all. Mm-hmm. I applaud him.
Right.
But that's out of his jurisdiction. It's above his pay grade.
Yeah.
Just gonna be real about that one.
Lex, how you doing? Vanessa. Yeah, I'm just like,
I gotta go get his name now.
I do appreciate though that he's, trying to, have a voice in it, or at least, can we shake somebody up? You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to shake it up by getting her up out of there. Sharon Wilson been sitting up in there chilling the whole time. That's on some Bessie Price type stuff. It's like, I can do what I want to do.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's unfortunate that when they get in, that they can. It's kind of, you can run as many times as you want. It's unlimited terms. So if she just want to.
Albert Roberts.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So y'all keep that name, in your mind when the elections come next year for judge and that kind of thing. Albert Roberts is running for the DA, so
we need to get him in there.
Yeah.
Period, point blank.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get him in there.
Yeah. Some moves need to be made. Because all of this slowing around, when it comes to... Now, here's the thing. Like, when it came down to the young lady, I have to remember her name, that got in trouble for voting. What was her name? Remember her?
I can't remember her name. Is she our friend on the book too? Okay.
So anyway, it seems like they, okay, we gonna do, like they made some moves, and then this white cop, he kills somebody, then with crickets. Then also like Johnny mentioned on my sister-in-law's situation, what's going on? Like, I don't know. What is it? Crystal Mason, yes. Like they, they were trying to hurry up and get her done, whatever.
She did some appeal. She did a lot of appealing. Mm-hmm. And, they went ahead and knocked that out just right away. It's just like, nah,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, I'm just like, what's
Albert
going
Roberts,
on?
Judge. Albert Roberts, man, real good dude, man.
Yeah.
Real good dude. Another guy with our best interest at heart.
Right.
So like I said, we need to try to rally behind him.
Yeah. So hopefully, when it comes time for that we all, everybody rally behind him. Hopefully, that'll happen.
When you're talking about this judicial system, though, it's more than a city council thing. It's more than a section of the city. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying we can't do it,
right?
But we're gonna have to unite something terrible, because there's other sections of the city that come into play,
right?
When you're talking about voting,
right? For as far as judges and that kind of thing, yeah.
That's Tarrant County. That's all of Tarrant County.
Yeah.
I applaud Jared Williams for what he did over there in Crowley. Mm-hmm. But let's just be honest about that situation. Mm-hmm. A lot of us moved over there in Crowley.
Yeah.
So a lot of us became the population over there,
right?
So that we were able to,
make an impact.
Make it right.
Yes, that's true.
Same thing with the South Side. Mm-hmm. South Side, we can kind of handle that one because we over there.
Right.
But when you start talking about that River Oaks area and all that stuff over there,
Yeah, especially if they all just get out, like they did for the mayor situation.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And that's what we up against.
Right.
That's what we up against when you're talking about trying to get Albert Roberts in there.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully he will, put his voice all over the city and hopefully he has that respect,
What we got to understand is that money run this city.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. we can only do so much before we got to start putting our bread together and getting behind and pushing with our bread.
Right.
You know, that's why DA that's not worried. That's why she not worried.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
I'm sure.
And
hey, Ramonda. Yeah.
City council, you know, that's just a start for what we're trying to get to.
Right.
You see, they still pull the okie doke on us for that mayor situation.
Right now, I was gonna say that. Okay, because what is Betsy about to go for?
She's going for judge.
Okay.
Just period judge, and that's not really a judge per se.
Okay.
It's like the CEO of Fort Worth.
Oh.
So she's gonna be in charge of money moves for Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
So that's a real power move. We got to look at it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, celebrate that, getting those council seats, whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
But what she did was put her girl in place, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have the city council seats or whatever, because we still got the top spot.
Right.
And then she goes to Tarrant County judge, period, which means she handles the money situation as far as how the money is allotted, stuff like that.
Right.
So, and that's not necessarily over there with the four ladies that's going in as judges, nothing like that. That's a different situation. So you got to kind of study politics, you know, to understand who's doing what, you know, where, when, and how.
So essentially, she's like, you know what? Nah, y'all can have the mayor. I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and control the money. Essentially,
the judge said money rules the world, not just the city.
Right. Indeed.
And you know, well, we gotta understand what is the Moncriefs. What's the other guy? The Basses.
Yeah.
Moncriefs and Basses. You know, those are the last name. Those are the families that control Fort Worth.
Right.
Those are the families that own all that property downtown. When you paying parking and all that stuff down there, or you paying leases or whatever downtown,
that's them.
That money going to them.
Yeah. Yeah. What can we do?
We got to get in on some of that.
Right.
What's that good, you know, oil money and some of that downtown landscaping money down there. You know, we have to start somewhere.
Yeah, because you know what? Does anybody live downtown Fort Worth? I'm just wondering what, like I know they built those apartments downtown. I'm wondering what what the price is on those. I'm sure it's a pretty good penny.
Pretty good penny. And
I'm sure it is.
Renovated them the old buildings, old post office.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know. So yeah. And now they get to rent that out room by room.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I wonder, like, if they're roomy, or you know what I'm saying, or because I know in Dallas it seems like when they did that, it wasn't but little spaces.
And that's
but it was for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the idea. But at the end of the day, who getting that money? That's what it's about.
Right.
Who getting that money?
Right.
Who getting that rent money, that lease money? We're not in on that.
Right. Right. That's true. That's true. So, anyway, listen. Did anybody watch the BET Awards? And so the question that I put out there, I was like, did y'all see, or, you know what I'm saying, go check out Lil Nas X's performance. So first of all, now I'm wondering, is he going through something? Or is he just trying to say, look, I'm going to be who I'm going to be. I don't care about y'all. One bedroom, $1,200. Wow. Okay.
You multiply that time 50.
Huh?
You multiply that time 50.
Yeah.
What is that?
Wow.
That's 60,000 a month.
Yeah.
Multiply that times 12.
Okay. Somebody get rich. Okay. So anyway, with the Nas X thing. So first of all, he came on the red carpet in a dress.
What was that? Was that a newspaper or something? What was that? I don't know what the print
outfit
was. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's what it was. He might have did that. But it was very. What was the guy that the other black actor that would come?
I can't think. Porter.
Yes. So it seemed like he was kind of channeling, you know, the Porter guy, you know, with that whole little thing, and then he came back out with a flower, you know, bell bottom 2-piece. It was cute. I would have wore it. I was like, okay. And then when during the performance, you know, he's got a lot of half naked, you know, male dancers on the stage. They did the Remember the Time Michael Jackson tribute kind of thing is what he was doing. But then he did his song. What is his song?
I don't
Something
know.
about, I don't know, whatever the song is that he has, whatever. But so he decided to kiss one of the guys right there on stage. Now, what is that about?
What you mean? What it's about?
Why? First of all, was that family friendly?
The BET ain't been family friendly in
Ever.
years. Yeah, they stopped bleeping some of the words. They might bleep out your real extreme 4-letter words.
What is it? What is extreme for them?
Like the F words, they ain't let that go yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think the S word, I think they're letting that fly.
Right. And the B word.
Yeah.
Because they did a tribute to Queen Latifah, and they did that song. Who you calling a,
Yeah. Kitty say it was a hot mess. She say, child.
Okay.
I didn't see the performance. I didn't see BET. I'm not really a TV watcher nowadays. But there's an agenda being pushed. Come on, man. Let's just call it for what it is. She's some part of the community, but some is a bit too extreme.
Right.
BET ain't for kids no more. Let's just be real about that, first of all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You say he's looking for attention. He was a little over the top. Not bashing his lifestyle, but that was way over the top.
Right. And you know what? No bashing. But I'm just saying now, some things, we cannot do. We don't have to do all of that. Like as far as him at the end, decided to grab the male dancer and kiss him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, did you have to go that far? I mean, I know BT don't care, but as the black community, let's care. Can we care? I think he don't care because he's trying to prove a point or something,
he's
right?
He's trying to prove a point. But it's the media, they can bleep out what they want to bleep out. They can stop what they want to stop. Right. So.
And they didn't choose to do that.
Of course not.
Right.
First of all, you're going to have a whole LGBTQRSTUV community after you if you decide to bleep that stuff out.
Oh, my God.
You're going to have that whole community after you. And
Kitty said even the dancer looked awkward. Yeah. I mean, not right. It was like, did he know that was going to happen or what?
No, he didn't know. I mean, when you're on stage, everybody know. Any entertainers, we got some entertainers that's just watching right now. When you're on stage, you got that energy. Right. Sometimes you get that adrenaline rush, and it's just like, I'm finna do something crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody looking at me, everybody cheering. Right. It's like, man, so that was his do something crazy right there. Right.
Okay, Carla, Cabaret. Now, Madonna and Britney, yes, there was that kiss during an awards show too. Yes, that happened. And so that you say that, I was, talking to, one of my friends last night, and the thing is, and I'm just saying, for society is more accepting, and I'm just gonna say it, of two women kissing. They just are.
Heck yeah.
They just are. And not that people weren't shocked when Madonna and Britney, had that situation or whatever, but it's not as much of a big deal.
It's not frowned upon.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's encouraged.
Okay. Especially these days. So
it's double standard. It's big time double standard. Let's call it what it is.
It is. BET is no longer black entertainment. Yeah, right. We know it is not owned by black people. Yeah. Carla said it's the shock value for sure.
It's something you see on MTV, and MTV, the owners of MTV, Viacom. Right. They are the ones who bought out BET. Right. Just to keep just everything. Yeah. Of course.
Right.
Man, let me shout out Carla. That's she's in one of my groups, my NFL trash talking groups, from years ago. Good buddy. Facebook. Right. She's one of them Facebook people you meet, whatever. You never really met them in person, but you're super cool. Right. She's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I hate that. My condolences. But outside of that, that's my buddy, man. That's my buddy right there.
Right. Kitty says not on her watch. She ain't got nothing to worry about. Kitty, who are you talking about, Kitty? It's world entertainment for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, once again,
heavy on the world. Yes.
Once again, there's an agenda being pushed. So they just gotta, they're trying to push that agenda. Yeah. And I mean, it's crazy how he came in as a kid sensation. Yeah. Right. So, he's able to get that young generation.
Right. But you know what? And the thing is like he said, Hey, wait a minute. I didn't say that was a kid song. Y'all took it like that, or y'all let y'all kids listen to it. Because when you listen to the song, it's talking about, like adult, it has adult tags on it. So it's not even a kid song. Oh, wait. Oh. She said, you said the community was going to come for me. I don't think you meant me in particular. You just meant.
You're going to come for.
Right. Yeah.
Whoever bleeps out or whoever, if they would have took the, because,
right.
We've seen them cut to commercial, stuff like that. There's a delay. So that they can cut the cuss word, stuff like that.
Right, for sure. So they know before we know that it's happening.
And it's like, all right, we're going to let that fly.
Right, yeah. Oh, he's doing that. Yeah, cool. That make for good TV. So, yes. Do y'all notice G had...
Notice that everything seems to be hell themed.
That Lil Nas does, yeah.
I mean, that a lot of people do. A lot of some of the younger kids, they talk about demon time. You talk about staying up or grinding all night, whatever the case, they on demon time.
Wow.
Okay. If you notice, we're seeing an influx of vampire movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do. Yes, I do notice.
Yes. Wow. Absolutely. Schools are pushing it on children. My kindergartner came home with a book, and the family considered of two dads as the parents.
2 dads as the parents.
Wow.
And that's because that's sex education. They're throwing it in.
Yeah.
As sex education now.
Right.
But what we have to do, what we're supposed to be doing, we're supposed to be educating our kids at home.
Yeah.
But now it's coming from two ways. Now, if we're not educating our kids, it's coming from the school.
Right.
And it's coming from the TV.
Yeah.
So we got to, we got to combat that.
Yeah.
We have to combat that. They're getting more education. They're getting more time from the school system and from media.
Right.
Because what we do, like we was talking about, putting tablets in the kids' face.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So these kids are getting educated more by the school and more by media
than
they are from their family members, from their parents, mom and daddy.
Ramonda said, I was watching the show with my daughter, and she said, well, he's expressing himself. I advised her, wrong is wrong. I don't care if it's your mommy. Well,
I mean, he is expressing himself, and you got to see it for what it is. I'm not even going to say wrong is wrong or nothing like that, because then you run into the Romeo and Juliet type of situation. You tell your kid that's wrong.
Right.
That's something that they're going to want to explore when they get the chance.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't go in with the, like my grandma did. My grandma would have been like, wrong.
Right. Turn that off. Why y'all watching that mess anyway? Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
But I always say with kids, parents have forgotten the lost art of, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Whether it's, boy doing boy things, or girl doing girl things, like, little boys we don't do that. Right. And that's where a father comes in. That's where I come in. And I don't have anything against LGBT. It's just not my thing. And I prefer that my kid, not even mess with sexuality right now. Why? Why?
Right.
Like sexuality, that has no place in a kid's, life. At the, when you talk about the Dwayne Wade situation.
Right.
Sexuality has no place. Right. In a kid's life like that. Get your schoolwork.
Now, they say that as far as it's not about the sexuality for him, but it's about how he feels. He feels like he is a female, and it's not about sex. It's about, him identifying as a female.
It still is sex. When you say sex, what's on your birth certificate?
Right. I know.
Female,
Right.
Now, when he say he feel like he might be a different sex or whatever, okay, you might do feel like that, but we're not going to explore that till later. It's kind of like things that you allow your kids to explore after they get out the house. Right. Getting your ears pierced or something. Your kid if they came in the house at 5 years old and say, "Hey, I want to get my ear pierced," what you gonna say?
No, you ain't gonna get no ear pierced. Not for a boy, anyway.
There you go.
Right.
So it's like later on.
Right.
Later on. I feel like I might be a girl or whatever the case. Well, guess what? While you're living here, you're gonna be a boy. That's what's on the birth certificate. Yeah. That's what you're gonna be. Now, if when you leave this world you want to be a girl, right? Man, that's totally on you. It's kind of like drinking. It's kind of like smoking. Your parents might be like, most parents, when they come in the house and you 12, 10 years old, say, man, I kind of want to experiment with weed. What you going to tell them? No, not in my house, right?
Right, for sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, right?
For sure.
Wait, and you get to do that after you get out the house. But what we're doing, we're allowing these kids, and I understand it because these kids are a little bit more mature and go through more. But still, these kids have to be kids for as long as possible.
You know what? We have lost the art of raising our kids like we were raised. You know what I'm saying? We think, oh, you know how when you were growing up and your mom you felt like they were too hard on you. So you said, I'm not going to do my kids like that. And so we're
These are
not.
the results.
Yeah.
These are the results. I'm going to segue that into all the killings and stuff that's going on with the youngsters that's in Fort Worth or whatever. And people are saying, oh, these kids are out of control. No. You have to understand, we have relaxed the rules. We have relaxed the morals. We have taken the church out of the community. Woo. Period. Point blank. Yeah. And I'm not saying that you just have to have the church. Right. But that's that structure. Yeah. Families have lost structure. That's what we learned. That's what we grew up with, right? We feel like, hey, I could do this on my own. I got this. Yeah. Now, the Bible, let's just take away Jesus. Let's take away, white Jesus and all that stuff. Okay. It gave structure as far as how to raise your kids. Right. Structure as far as how to live your life. Right. I don't know of anybody whose life was shortened by following the Bible. Come on. There so it's right like, there. Outside of the Jesus part and all that stuff, because I understand it's
different people got right. We get it.
But if you just lived your life along 10 commandments, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, just those little things. True. You're probably going to live quite a prosperous life. You're right. But we chose to throw the whole thing out. Right. And then we expect for everything to go right. You lost structure in the family. Yeah. You lost structure. Yeah, you can do it yourself, but it's so difficult. The Bible gives you one book. Yeah. And says, hey, follow this book, y'all will be all right. Right. We threw it out. Yeah. And now we wonder, these kids are out of control. Right. And we don't know why. We took it away. Right. Yeah. When they took prayer out to school, it was like, that's what Romana just said. This happened when we took prayer out of school. Right there. We ain't even making a choice. They just said, hey, you know what? They could at least said, hey, if y'all want to pray over here, y'all can pray. They said, no. Exactly. Everybody. We're taking it out. You in school, you're not going to have it. Don't worry about it. So what is that? And at the same time, nothing against LGBT. At the same time, they slide that in. So it's like prayer is out, period. No choice. Right. But they slide that in. You gotta see what they're doing. Wow. You gotta see what they're doing. Yeah. That's real. Let's read these comments. Let's say, Judge say, to this day, I don't feel comfortable watching a sex scene in front of my mama. Okay. Exactly. Carla, go back some. Carla has, I think Ramona said something. I missed it. I don't know. We own two different ones. Two different feeds. Oh, okay. Also, Judge, that you say that as far as not feeling comfortable, watching a sex scene or whatever. Me personally, I guess it's easy for me to say this, but as far as cussing in front of your mom, like when I was growing up, my mom was like, we asked her, could we say lie and butt? And she was like, no, those are bad words. And now it seems like kids are 3 and 4 and they're saying that. You a lie. Right. In a minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's just different. Yeah. Carla said you gotta stay prayed up. She said young children are over sexualized nowadays. For sure. So she's pretty much along the lines of what we're talking about. It's too much getting into the family. Yeah. It's too much getting into the family. But like I said, when you don't have any structure, it's easy to send a Trojan horse in. Yes, exactly. He said the agenda isn't so much geared towards, and I was going to get to that, Kitty. She said the agenda is not as much geared towards homosexuality. Okay. The goal is grooming for pedophilia. And that my boy, Fofi, Quincy, he been saying that for years. I'm talking about over 10 years. Right. He been saying that. Wow. And it's looking like that's what it's coming to be. Yeah. So you're kind of using the taboo of homosexuality to open the doors for pedophilia. Right. If kids are comfortable with homosexuality, it will be easier to prey on them. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I mean, once you get kids to be sexual at that age, and they shouldn't even make decisions on sex at that age. But once you get them, comfortable, we got sex coming in from all directions. Yes. It's coming in your music. Yeah. Yeah. Because what happened to kids waiting until, what I'm saying? I mean, I know that now it's not even, nobody even talks about having your kid wait until they are married. Like, that just don't happen, right? It's just, but
that's what you want, right? That is
No.
what you want, but we don't teach that.
Nowadays in this society, that's not what you want, because we're taught that you want somebody who is experienced. They want you to experience sex.
Right.
So it's like you need somebody experienced. You need to know what you want, what you don't want.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what society is saying as far as, so it's like what we're pushing right now is, no, you're supposed to have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Because you need to know what it's like.
Right.
You need to know what the good sex is, what the bad sex is.
Oh my gosh.
But
oh my gosh.
It's a Pandora's box. That's what that is. Once
right.
You jump
And that is what it is. That's what's being opened up right now. Pandora's box, and kids are jumping in head first.
For me in sex, I just tell my kids to wait until you achieve some goals. Because it's going to slow you down on your goals. You're going to be chasing sex. Instead of chasing all of these goals, you're going to start chasing sex.
Right.
I've said it before on the show. I've said it before in front of a lot of people. I tell my kids, hey, wait, because you're going to make a lot of bad decisions. You're going to lie to me. Right. You're going to be late to class. You might drop out of school.
Not go to class.
Not go to class. Not go to work. Miss first period, laid up, or whatever the case. You're going to make a lot of questionable decisions based upon sex. So keep it out of the equation for as long as possible.
Right.
One thing I do tell them, sex is great. I'm a witness to this thing. It is great, but
should we be telling kids that it's great?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're gonna know that. I mean, when you jump into stuff like masturbation, they already know sex is great, because you know what I'm saying. When you jump into that, it's like when you get yours, that's great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sex is wonderful. Sex is great. Yes, but man, chill out on it. Wait.
Oh,
and I use so many examples and so many people. You see people that drop out of school or whatever. You see people that were supposed to be a basketball star or a track star or a football star, and they had a kid or whatever situation. How do you have a kid? You have a kid from having sex.
Right. That's it.
So it's like, chill out for a little bit. It's going to be there for the rest of your life, because you're going to spend the rest of your, after you get it, you're going to spend the rest of your life making decisions based upon it.
Trying to chase that first or that best or whatever. To me, everything right is not accepted, but if it's wrong, it's acceptable. I still do, Christy. Please try to wait to have sex. Yeah, come talk to me. Yeah. I mean, it's I think that we don't even really like to have that conversation, but it's so important because you definitely want your kid to wait. I would say this: when I was growing up, then my mom was like, you need to get on birth control. And I was like, why? I'm not even doing nothing, but it's like, I guess now you kind of have to, be proactive about that, right? Like, I want you to be on birth control, but don't have no sex. Like, here's some condoms, son, but wait till you what do we do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you want your kid to be prepared. You don't want them to be unprepared. Like, you want put your daughter on birth control, give your son condoms, but you don't want them to have sex.
I want to keep it off the table for as long as possible.
So in other words, don't give anything. You say don't do that. Don't give them condoms. Don't do birth control.
I ain't gave my kids no kind of birth control or nothing like that. I'm just hoping that I'm in touch with my kids enough to kind of know when they're doing it. And at that time, kind of like my mom, when she figured it out, so it came into the situation,
right,
she started throwing condoms at me. But not until then. Until then, it was like, you better not have no sex and you better not have no kids. Ain't nobody living in my house with no kids. That was one thing that scared me. It was like, I ain't trying to move out right now.
Right.
And it scared me. Nowadays, these kids, they think they know everything. They'll fool around and move out.
Right.
And had a kid, then come back and ask you for some money, ask for support. That's how they handle that one.
Exactly. I mean, and at the end of the day, I think we used to try to figure out that your kid was happy because it's like their attitude changes. You know what I'm saying? They get real smart mouth. But what if the kid is already smart mouth? How do you know? Then what?
It's a bravado though. It's one thing to have a smart mouth, but it's a whole other thing to think you grown and think you know. You know as a parent.
Yeah.
And you kind of they might have a smart mouth from Jump Street.
Right.
But when they think they know, because it's almost like they want to tell you that they having sex, so they do things to let you know that they did something grown. You know, any kid once they do something grown, they proud of themselves.
Right.
So with that situation, you just kind of look for them buzz, some of those things that kind of let you know. You think you grown. Right,
for sure. I think with girls, it's kind of like, they used to say that, your hips kind of, start rounding off or something. So, my mom, too. I wasn't, but my friends were. I was the excuse for my friends to sneak out. Wow. They moms knew I was green, so they didn't expect anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So, oh man, I don't know. I guess, like at the end of the day, we just definitely got to surround our kids, give them as much information as we can, keep them informed and then prayed up. Tell them no, wait, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's a hard one.
Man, when you talk about the influence, and it's so scary because in the public school system, man, it's a scary.
Yeah.
When you raise a kid in the public school system, like
Right.
my kids only did half of their time in the public school system, and I'm telling you, they went to a Christian school, for the first 6 years, all the way to the 6th grade.
Right.
As soon as they touched public school, it's like they threw everything out the window. It didn't take but 6 weeks to undo 6 years. Really about 8 years, because you had the pre-K situation and the stuff like that, and then you go to the 6th grade or whatever.
Right.
So 8 years worth of schooling with this moral code or whatever the case.
Right.
As soon as they touched public school, boom, it was out the window.
That tells you the influence that is in public schools.
Yeah. And when you bring your kid up in that,
right,
the stuff that was going on,
my.
the stuff that my kids, brought home to me, such as Pornhub links being distributed through the school.
Right.
This ain't the school system teaching this. This is the media. We hand our kids the tablets. We hand our kids the phones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
right. That's true.
This is coming through the phones.
That's true. Denise said, exactly. I learned what I knew. I didn't learn it at home. My peers influenced my rebellion. Yeah, Ramonda says, nowadays it's not only having sex and getting a baby that's the problem. You could catch something you can't get rid of. Okay. I opened the lines of communication for my 16-year-old, and honestly, the first time isn't as pleasant as you think. Okay.
That's okay. You must got a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because a 16-year-old boy.
Right, because and yes, Ramonda, you are so. Oh my God, that first time I was like, okay, just being candid, I was like, yes, that's I was like, this is not. Who wants this? I was like,
But you did it because it was for the boy. It's usually for us. We the ones who asking. We the ones you want to impress. So, we the ones who impress that upon you. It's like, I really like you. This is what people who like each other do. So, let's when we gonna get to it.
That really sucks. So you can really be honest with your little girls about that. It's like it really ain't all that, honey. Because most times, especially the boy, he don't know what he doing anyway. So it's just
I think from a girl's point of view, you just have to keep them strong mentally, because that boy, whatever's going on, whatever you're doing as a parent to get on your kid's nerves, the kid is going to take that to the boy, and the boy, that's that place of refuge. And as a result of that, his reward for being that place of refuge is going to be, hey, you got to come on, up off of that.
Exactly.
So you just kind of keep your kids strong.
Yeah. Ooh, y'all pray for your girls. There's a double standard there too, raising girl versus boys. Yes, it has always been. Listen, when I was growing up, my brothers could just come and go, like whatever party, it didn't matter. Where y'all going? Oh, the party? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, party over there across town, go across wherever. Yeah, go ahead. I was like, Mom, can I go across the street to the party? Oh, no, you can't go over there. No, you don't need to go. Go sew. Go in there and sew.
I try my best not to have a double standard when it comes to boys and girls. Because I'm just saying. Why you say that?
You say you try your best, but you have a different way of thinking when it comes to your son and your daughter.
What you mean?
Period. I'm just saying, there are things that you will allow. Come on, there are things, and you're not alone, because most men are that way. You're gonna allow some things, parties. You can go to these parties, that you can do this, do all that.
What things though?
What?
Like literally what things?
I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, I don't even think that they have requested the things that you and I, like I've asked you before. So if it was Trey, you would do this, right? Be like, yeah. And what about Lyric? No, no. So that's how you feel, though.
Lyric go to parties though. She's been to more parties than Trey.
Right, but I'm just saying that as far as how you feel about certain things, you have a double standard.
Well, how I feel about what things?
I mean, as far as things that you will allow your son to do than your daughter.
What are those things?
Just, I mean, think about it. Just what are things that you will allow? So you say nothing.
Man, I ain't gonna say nothing.
No difference.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but I try my best to knock out that double standard as far as sex goes with these kids. Because first of all, I'm against it for either one of them. I'm not telling my son, you know what I'm saying, to go out and try it. I'm not inviting my son to go out and try it. Neither am I inviting my daughter to go out and try it.
Of course.
So I try to knock out the double standard from the beginning. From the beginning. When you talk about things that you'll let them do, and others, we ain't trying to get to that shit. The steps that you go through to get to that shit. You got to start having sex, period. Sexuality got to come into play, period. So I'm trying to keep that out of play, period. Now, once they turn 18, I ain't got a lot of control on that. I only got one more year with Lyric, and she 18.
Yeah.
But when you talk about, and Kitty, I don't care what y'all over there talking about, you know, whatever the case. Look here, man.
Kitty is saying that.
She was. She was like, tell it, Christy.
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's Judge.
Yeah.
That's Judge over there.
Okay, Ramona said, I was like, I didn't like it. Johnny, you're right. My husband just told my daughter that. Keep in mind, he will always be Mr. Man, and she will be the thought. Right, as the kids say.
Yeah. But I just want to keep that out of play. Is when my kids start making decisions, I want them to be old enough to make those kind of decisions, and they pretty much there. You know, I got a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, and you know, I ain't gonna toot my horn just yet because I need for them to go a little bit further.
Right.
But when you talk about the double standards or whatever, I want to keep that out of the situation. That's one thing I don't want to have. Some of it is society based. A lot of it is society based. But I try my best. I'm not talking about, I try as hard as I can to keep double standards out of play. And the best way to keep them out of play is to keep those situations out of play. I've done that as far as I know so far.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about the situations.
Right.
The parties my son go to, my daughter goes to. You know, as far as curfews and all that good stuff right there, man, just show that you're responsible and you're good with me. So that's what it is with me. Now I'm sure we've had conversations, but that's what if. You know what I'm saying? That's like that's a game that kids play. What if this? What if that? Well, guess what? The what ifs have not happened yet. So you know, you just keep the best way to keep those double standards from happening is to prevent those situations from happening.
Right. So my thing is that, you know, as far as, you know, we're as parents, you hope that whatever you tell your kids is the thing they're going to listen to, because when they get with the other kids, you know what I'm saying? How you raise your kids is one thing, but how other kids are being raised, that's different. And so are they listening to what they say? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a big thing. When, you know, you get around the cool kids and they start talking about what they done did and they done had this and they done, you know what I'm saying? I done had sex and so, you know, are your kids that a follower? Or, you know what I'm saying? Are they going to be like, nah, man, they ain't even cool?
My kids are somewhat followers. I'm going to say my son is probably more of a follower than my daughter is. My daughter is kind of a loner type. She's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. If some people follow me, that's cool, but I'm doing what I want to do.
Right.
I think my son, he longs to be accepted.
Yeah.
But what I do tell him is to make calculated decisions.
Right.
You know, I just think about the outcome of what you do.
Right.
Whether you with your friends,
Right.
whatever the case. Think about down the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think. Bless you. You done spit all over my wall. Cool. But
sorry.
Make calculated decisions. That's I push that. I say that all the time. Make good decisions before my kids go out. I say it all the time. I used to pray with them, but now that's my prayer.
Right.
It's like, make good decisions. Be careful.
Right. So Jay says, I think all kids are followers at some point.
Yeah. But that's when, you know what? That's why parents have to be role models. Parents have to be somebody, that your kids listen to.
Right.
And you got to be so much of a part of your kid's life that they will at least give you the time of day. Because by the time your kid makes it to teenage years or whatever the case, it's like you got to have somewhat of a hold on their psyche. If you don't, somebody else is going to have a hold on their psyche.
For sure, yes. So, just so we're not staying here, let's move on to the next. So listen, did you know that Dallas Mavericks is going to hire Jason Kidd as the new head coach? I don't know if any Mavericks fans, but
house.
They did pretty good, right? Before.
He cleaned house, yeah.
Oh, okay. You say he cleaned house. What does that mean?
I mean, he got rid of Donnie Nelson too. I think he was the GM. That's Don Nelson, son or whatever the case. So he cleaned, he shook it up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He shook it up. And yeah, they was doing good, but obviously not good enough for Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is an entrepreneur.
Hey.
He's not necessarily, he's not your average team owner.
Right. He making money moves.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's bringing what he's learned from the tech industry. He made his big thing from Yahoo, all that stuff like that. So he's bringing his entrepreneurial stuff into the basketball world. Right. That's a lot of what has him going out and getting European players. If you notice, he builds his teams around European players. Right. Which they can't lie, they fundamentally sound. Hey. They can shoot. They got the footwork, all that good stuff. So you take one of those. Yeah. You
add some people around them.
Black folks, put some dudes around them.
Right there. Right there. And I mean, just pay that money. And scared money don't make no money.
I mean, it's the same thing as football. Yeah. In football, you got a quarterback, usually white. You put all the black dudes.
It sounds so racist. It sounds so racist. Oh my gosh. If you think about that, why the top person always got to be that? And then we got the, the workers. I don't like that. Why does it always have to be that in every situation? Think about that. Think about the mayor. The mayor's like, we good. We got her on top.
We'll sit all the black folks around.
Who let all these black people? I don't like that. What is going on? What is going on? I hate that. I hate to see that sucks.
Because white folks, Europeans, can stay within a system better. We're not gonna play by the system. I'm not gonna say we're not gonna win.
Okay, but we ain't gonna play by the rules.
We're gonna play by our own rules. It's their system. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
And even when you talk about basketball, football, whatever the case, it's their system.
Right.
So you got to take one of them. That's the leader. You know what I'm saying? Put them in their system.
Yeah.
So whether you're talking about politics or football or basketball, you got to get your leader.
Oh my gosh.
It's in their system.
Right.
And then put all your people around them, have them to follow.
Yeah. Just some of minions.
Yeah.
That's not. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to be ready for the unexpected, and as an owner or whatever the case, entrepreneur, or a politician, you don't want the unexpected. You don't want people going off left and doing what they want to do.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Oh my!
I'm not saying we ain't gonna win that way. Not saying we not succeed that way.
Right.
But as control
it's
freaks,
our way.
right?
Yes.
As control freaks, it's like, you might can do it that way,
right?
But I need you to do it my way.
Exactly.
That's why the Cowboys ain't won none in the last 2.5 decades. Because Jerry wanted it done his way. He wanted it done his way, and if you ain't gonna do it his way, then he ought to let you know.
Right.
There ain't gonna be no kneeling. Ain't gonna be none of that. Being socially aware, none of that stuff right there. You here to play football, boy.
Okay. Ooh.
So.
Right, and that's probably how he talked to them too. So yeah. Wow. So listen, George Chauvin, he was sentenced. They gave him 22 and a half years for killing George Floyd.
So a little bit more than half. A little bit more than half of the maximum.
Yeah. Now, why would they? Why? Because what they said it was. I mean, you know what I'm saying. What would make them say, "Nah, don't give him all that. Just give him," What? What is it that makes them do that? Because besides him being a cop, what is it?
Two things for me on that. One thing is, don't the government pay cops?
Okay.
So he's funded by the government.
All right.
So we're coming back, and we expect the government that pays the cops to prosecute him to the full extent of the law. What kind of sense did that make?
Oh, okay.
What kind of sense did that make? The government paid him to be a bully.
Right.
You know, that's what I call them, government-funded bullies.
Right, right.
So he's a government-funded bully.
Okay.
And then it's almost like your boss, you doing what your boss tell you to do.
Yeah.
And then they come back and say, hey, Christy was doing something wrong. I need you to punish her to the full extent of the law. But your boss likes you and what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean,
I got to punish you, though. So the government is basically telling Chauvin is like, you know, you was doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to intimidate. You're supposed to oppress. That's what you're supposed to do. But I got to get you.
Yeah.
So since I got to get you,
right,
I'm going to get this little piece right
Right.
now.
We're just going to get you half
You
of
got to
it.
think about it for what it is. We're thinking about it from the outside.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if it were not for the video recording, he would have got away with it. Period. I think the only thing that happened different from this than so many other situations is that we all saw this on national TV. Or, you know, our phones, whatever you looked at it on. And it was essentially a public lynching. And so with that, they had to make it seem like, oh, no. You know?
That.
Yeah.
Come here.
Right.
Don't do that no more.
Right. Exactly. Now, people are saying, you know, if they put him in Gen Pop, he out of there.
He ain't going in
but they're
general
probably not going to
population.
put him in Gen Pop.
No, he's going to be in a hotel. He's going to be in the equivalent of a Marriott.
I mean, I believe that they're going to put him, you know, in prison, but he's going to be.
He's going to be in prison with
secluded.
Wi-Fi. I'm telling y'all, he's going to be in one of the nice prisons.
Well, I'm sure that we'll know. I'm sure we'll. You know, it's not a whole lot that we don't find out.
Now, another thing with that Chauvin situation, how many people are we putting in place to change the government, to change the laws? Are we raising lawyers? Are we raising politicians? Are we raising athletes and entertainers?
Yeah.
Like, how many people are we putting? How many kids are in student council? Is it cool to be in student council? Is it cool to be student body president anymore?
It used to be. I don't know now. I don't know. That's a good question.
That's the beginning of politics right there.
Right.
How many kids? And I'm sure, I'm not saying ain't none of us going in.
Right.
But versus how many times have you heard of somebody being praised for being on student council versus
right.
being the best athlete,
talented
being
or
district,
whatever,
you
right?
know, District 5.
Right.
And I ain't nothing wrong with being an athlete. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with being an athlete.
Right.
What I'm saying though, we got to get some folks in position in
Right.
government.
Yes.
Because we don't have anybody in position.
Yes.
So how can we get mad when we're not raising? We got to raise up some people to get in position to make some changes to that government.
Yes.
If the government is, you know, all white or all, you know, on one side, we got to train up some people.
Right. But here's the thing. We tend to want the fast money. So we don't, you know, when you're trying to go for a judge or a doctor or, you know, lawyers or whatever the case may be, you'll be in school for a minute.
Yes, you will.
And kids that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying, figure out how can I get this money fast? What can I do quick, you know, to start making my money because I want to be on my own and take it, you know, be out the house, you know.
So when you see people wonder why we in last place, you see people on social media talking about, you know, we in last place. I don't understand why. No. You just described why.
Yeah.
Because other cultures tend to play for the long haul.
Right.
They tend to play for the long haul.
Right.
Not saying we don't. We do have some. We trying, and we're beginning
exceptions.
to get
there
in there.
There are some exceptions. Yes.
Just the fact that we have, you know, a black person running for DA, we getting there.
Right.
But we have to continue to open doors so that our grandkids, our grandkids are gonna see more than we're gonna see.
Right.
But we have to ensure that.
Right.
You know, to think that the world is gonna turn around just because we woke up today.
Right.
We think the world gonna turn around, and that ain't how it's gonna go.
Right.
We have to open doors and not get impatient about what's going on because it's not gonna change overnight.
That's it. Judge said fast money ain't long money.
Well, they playing for the long haul, and they train. You know, they train their kids for that situation. It's like, you know, you gonna be this. You know, you're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna be a doctor.
The Chinese and all that. Yeah.
Now, the one thing about that is they have enough money to make the road easy. You know, for their kids to do, you know, whatever they're gonna do.
Right.
They have power. That's what we have to do. We have to try to gain some kind of power before we leave here, so we can transfer it down to some of our family members, transfer it down to our kids and our grandkids.
That's it.
So, you know, we got a uphill battle.
Yeah.
because we got to try to obtain as much as we can as far as land, resources, power, so that we can transfer that down.
Right.
Other cultures, other people, they have businesses.
Yeah.
And they can bring their kid in and make them the CFO or whatever the case. They can be just as dumb as rocks. Everybody has seen it before.
Right.
Where you bring in a family member or somebody close to the family.
Right.
They might not know nothing about it, but they put them in position and get them that power to transfer the power. So we have to work on getting that so we can transfer it down to our kids.
Right. And here's the thing. The fact is that it's not transferable if it's a job, if it's something that you're working for someone else, right?
Yeah.
So then here are those of us who are, like, okay, you got your own business, but is it something that's going to, be worth holding up to pass down in generations? So that's the key. That is the key, right? All right. Well, so anyway, listen, speaking of that, so they're saying that the standardized tests for Texas, the scores went way down this year. Now, I have a theory on that. I think these kids going to school from home, them standardized tests went out the window.
Well, number one, I think we're teaching to the test. We're teaching to the test. We're teaching the kids to pass just what's on that test.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's not educating kids.
Right.
That's not getting them ready for life. That's just getting them ready to pass the test.
Yeah.
So that we can look good, in comparison to other school districts, in other states, other counties, other situations like that.
Yeah.
Are we educating these kids? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I know as far as my city, I'm gonna just tell it like it is across the, as a whole.
Right.
Man, we ain't educating these kids.
Yeah. And then check this out. Those parents who were having to be at home and teach your kids or help them with homework and stuff, I know that's not what y'all signed up for, right? Like essentially, it was like parents had to teach, where the teachers wasn't teaching because they was trying to do everything online, on computer, whatever the case may be. And I don't know that was, if it worked. 100%.
It's gonna work. It's gonna take some getting used to. That's we're good. We humans and we adapt. We're gonna adapt.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take a little time.
Right. But I believe that this year was just
they threw it out the window. I think that they were giving away grades. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh yeah.
I know personally. Some people, they gave away some grades.
Right.
Some people that I know that I'm close to, that should have went to summer school.
Well,
do you
think that they can blame? Can you blame the kids though?
I don't blame the kids. I don't blame the kids. I blame the systems.
Yeah.
I blame the systems. Now, I also blame the parents because a lot of that teaching is at home. Right. How many people got flashcards at their house now?
Yeah.
How many people got a encyclopedia? Remember you used to order them encyclopedias?
Sets? Yeah.
The sets back in the day.
Well, that used to be somebody's job. People used to walk door to door selling encyclopedia sets. Anybody get those? I don't even think that's a job anymore.
Right. Now, we do have the internet.
Okay.
But how many of us go with our kids on the internet? How many of us have our kids to research, tangible things on the internet, like what we was looking up when we was looking at that encyclopedia?
Right. Because
the stuff is there. The stuff is there. We got Wikipedia and all kinds of other things, to get that information.
Right.
But how many of us are sending our kids, to those places as opposed to YouTube or Disney Plus or whatever the case?
That's it. That is it for sure. So at the end of the day, all we can do is do our best to, now as a parent, then your job don't just, you don't just send your kid to school. You have to work with them at home, especially if you have younger kids. Like, you got to do that. Seemed like when the kids were in school, their homework was your homework. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, oh, no, you're not just going to go in there and sit down somewhere. You was in there doing projects and homework and everything. Like, that's what it was. But, I don't know how many parents do that. Like, that's not, it ain't everybody's story.
I mean, it ain't for the faint at heart.
Yeah.
It ain't for the faint at heart. That there was, like you said, we all was going.
Right. We got homework tonight. Yeah. So it was like, yes.
We all staying up.
Okay.
Getting this homework done. And you know what I mean? People have jobs and other things they got to do, but sometimes you got to sacrifice for your family.
And that's the bottom line.
That's one of them sacrifices
That is the bottom
you got to
line.
make for your family.
That's the bottom line. That's it. All right, y'all. So thank y'all so much for Funky Town. Lonzo said the parents didn't graduate themselves. Nowadays.
That's true.
Right.
I'm sitting here and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't graduate. How about that one? But I was gonna make sure my kid graduated. And it's different reasons. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna graduate because I was dumb. I definitely wasn't dumb.
Right.
I just made the wrong decisions.
Right.
What I was gonna do was make sure that my kids didn't make those wrong decisions.
Right. Rashonda says she didn't know. She don't know any other way. He said, or wasn't too good at school.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people that wasn't too good at school, so it's like they throw school out the window as far as for their kids go. It's like I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you just expect your kid to. But you know what? I mean, I'm gonna say this, like things, the new math, whatever, you know what I'm saying? This math these days, that's different from what we had. And so, if you are a parent that, you know what I'm saying, you didn't have that math or, all these different things that they had, like, what do you do? How do you teach somebody something you don't know?
Man, you better get in there and try to learn that thing.
Yeah.
That's really what you have to do. But you can't just dismiss it.
Yeah.
Because if you dismiss it, then guess what?
Right. Your child is too. Yeah. That's it.
So, there's a lot of us to say, I say the same thing. I'm a victim of saying the same thing. This new math, I don't know nothing about this new math.
Right.
But if one thing, you either got to get your kid, put them in tutoring.
Right.
Or you're going to have to learn that new math along with them.
That's it.
But you can't really just down talk the new math because that's what they're going to be using.
Yes. Yes. Google. Rashawn said Google. Okay. Listen, because at the end of the day, math, money, everything is changing. Like us using dollars and pennies and different, even just using currency, period. It's going to change. It's going to be Bitcoin and, Dogecoin or whatever. Like, we got to be ready. Yeah, cryptocurrency. We got to be ready for that. So that's it.
Yeah, that's what that is.
All right. Thank you, Funky Town Lonzo. Thank you so much. So, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining us today. And those who hung out with us, thank you. And guess what? That's another one in the books.
It is.
Is. All right, y'all.
Time went kind of fast, man. We got I guess talking about subjects or whatever the case, and time went right on by.
Yeah, it did.
I could have did another few minutes on the local politics situation.
Yeah.
And definitely could have did some more on as far as our kids.
Right. That's a big topic.
That's a big time topic.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So guess what? We'll see y'all next Monday at 8 something. All right. Next Monday, same jazz time.
Same jazz channel.
All right, y'all. Be blessed. All right, Ramonda, thank you.
You better find somebody, an aunt, uncle,
Kenya,
or somebody. Right. You gotta get some tutoring in on that. You gotta get some. My daughter went to tutor. My son, he claimed he liked math.
Wow.
And struggling with it.
Wow.
But it's like
Christian got it. Christian knows it.
But you gotta go to tutoring. You're gonna have to go to tutoring, and you just got to humble yourself. No matter how smart you think you are, you gotta go to tutoring. Anyway, see y'all later.